Hello, I am Lucy Charles-Barclay, professional triathlete and Ironman World Champion from 2023. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with celiac disease at the age of 30, so we're going to dive a little bit into that in this video. So if you don't know what celiac disease is, it's when gluten is consumed, the body's immune system attacks its own tissues, damaging the gut lining and preventing the proper absorption of nutrients from your food. Actually, 1 in 100 people are believed to have celiac disease, but only 36% of those are actually diagnosed. So there's a huge number of people that are living with this condition but haven't had it diagnosed yet. And also, you're actually born with the gene for it, but it can trigger at any age. So for me, I felt like I've had symptoms for a long time, but I feel like potentially it's only actually triggered more recently as those symptoms have got worse. If you go back on our YouTube channel, probably around a year ago, we put out a video where I found out it was celiac, and there's loads of information on that. I definitely just didn't feel well and healthy, although I felt like what I was doing in my life, I was being very healthy in the way that I eat and exercising. So I just knew that something wasn't quite right. So I decided to go and seek medical advice. I had various tests and blood tests done, and then they came back and said that I had celiac disease, which did answer a lot of those questions and explained why I'd had so many of these symptoms. And each year over the last 5 years, these symptoms had been getting a lot worse. Yeah, so as part of this video, we have kind of teamed up with Coeliac UK, who have been amazing at supporting thousands of people in the UK with this condition. And below we have linked basically a self-assessment that you can do. So if you think that you've got some of these symptoms and may have celiac disease, you can go on to that, do the assessment, and it may come back that it recommends that you go and see a GP to get your symptoms looked at. So definitely worth looking at that if you're struggling, because for me it has been such a positive change. So definitely look into that if you're feeling like I did. Since my diagnosis last May, I would say it's not been plain sailing. There's definitely been some highs and lows during that time, and a few more injuries along the way, and a lot of learning. I still don't think I'm perfect, but we are getting there. And even when I was diagnosed, they said it could take 6 months to a year to heal the damage in my gut that obviously has happened 30 years of my life eating gluten, not knowing I was celiac. So I feel like we're really getting there now. I feel so much healthier, I feel stronger, I feel really mentally positive as well. And they do say that your gut is your second brain, so I do kind of feel that. When I was diagnosed, they actually said to me that I needed to not only cut out gluten, but I needed to cut out dairy, because your gut lining is completely damaged and you cannot break down or deal with the lactose in the same way you would if your gut lining wasn't damaged. So we had to go through a period where I was cutting out dairy, and that also led to more injuries as well. Thankfully now I can actually have milk, all dairy products, and I have absolutely no issue. So that's been an amazing change, because I know how important calcium is anyway, but as an athlete and a female athlete, it's even more important as well. Cutting out gluten itself hasn't been too difficult. I've just obviously read labels, cut out things like bread and pasta and the things that you just would know have got gluten in them. That's not the biggest issue. I think the hardest thing is dealing with cross-contamination. So eating out at restaurants, a lot of them are like, oh, well, there's always a risk of cross-contamination in the kitchen because we've got gluten products in there. Do you decide to still eat in there, or you decide, actually, I'm not comfortable eating here? Having a treat as a takeaway has become like a big no for me, because I just cannot communicate to the restaurant well enough that I'm celiac and I cannot have this cross-contamination. Also, there's so many products that you just wouldn't even think have got gluten in them. So becoming more and more aware of that, more about reading labels, strepsils. It's definitely been a learning curve. I got sick last month and we found out that strepsils have actually got gluten in them. So yeah, always having to be on it with reading labels and just being more aware. It definitely takes the fun out of food a little bit. I've definitely eaten out less, and I'm a big foodie. I love eating out in London with our friends. I'm sure we're gonna go and visit more gluten-free restaurants when I get a bit of time, but yeah, that's kind of one of the big things that's been a challenge. Yeah, so I wrote a bit of a list of the things that I've experienced sort of over the last year. The most obvious one has just been better recovery, more energy in my training. I don't experience stomach bloating anymore, which was something I would get like all the time, at least a couple of times a week after eating. Some of the less obvious ones, I guess, I definitely feel like my hair is stronger and healthier, like I get less breakage in my hair. Even though I still dye it blonde and swim in chlorine, it feels a lot better. I obviously use good products on my hair as well, but I just feel like there's a lot more strength in my hair. My skin is clearer as well. I mean, again, I also use really good products on my skin, but I just feel like my overall skin is so much better, less breakouts. The enamel on my teeth used to be so damaged. Like my teeth were almost see-through at the bottom. I always was like, why do my teeth look like that? It was something that I always looked after. And now they are so much better. They just look healthier. And obviously if that's my teeth, then what were my bones doing? I mean, it would explain why I had so many stress fractures in the past, because I just wasn't absorbing any of the nutrition that I was eating. I definitely don't get anywhere near as much joint pain, especially when I'm pushing it really hard in training. I used to experience that and I rarely ever get that now. And I also just feel like the inflammation in my body is so much less. I actually remember in the first week that I cut out gluten, I was just peeing all the time, and I feel like I was just getting all this excess liquid out of my body that had just been in there for so long. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing to see these changes. Just generally feel so much healthier now. So traveling to do my job, racing all around the world, it's definitely difficult. I always have been vigilant. On race week particularly, I'm kind of just really cutting out foods anyway and being quite bland with my diet to prepare me for the race. Obviously pasta is not on that agenda anymore. I used to carb load with that all the time, and pizza, that's gone. But yeah, just traveling with a rice cooker so that I'm in control of what I'm eating, and trying to communicate as best as possible. I can't have any gluten, it's wheat, it's barley, it's malt, it's rye. I can't have soy sauce in it, so just trying to get that across to people can be quite difficult. And if I'm not confident, then we'll go and eat somewhere else, so it just makes it a little bit more difficult. Where I go and train at Club Santo in Lanzarote, they know me there now, so I can speak to the chef and they'll make sure that none of my food is getting cross-contaminated. I mean, even something like when I go to Club Santo, I absolutely love the sweet potato fries. They have to go in a different oil to the oil where things with gluten go. So it's also just communicating that in restaurants, because some places are just not aware of that when you travel the world. I have seen online you can actually get these little health cards now that are all in different languages that can communicate that you're celiac. So I might get a couple of those. The beef ragu penne with gluten-free pasta. This is definitely my favourite meal. Obviously, yes, it is technically classed as a ready meal, but it's super healthy. And then it says here why I feel doctor, because it's nutrient rich whole food ingredients based on the latest science, chef made in small batches, no nasties, just real natural food, and it's flash frozen to lock in the goodness. And then within 9 minutes you've got a healthy nutritious meal that's got a good amount of calories. For me, I mean, I eat about 3 of these a day just to top up on my calories with the amount of training that I'm doing, but super tasty and nutritious and gluten free, so it's a win-win. I think with these meals, the way you can look at it is it's the same as you doing like a big batch cooking all these meals and freezing it to then eat or defrost and eat. It's exactly the same as that. So it's not like a ready meal that you're going to buy at the supermarket that's full of crap. This is actually a really good, wholesome, nutritious meal. And we also occasionally will do a big slow cook and then freeze those meals as well. So it's just exactly the same, but super convenient to get the good calories in that we need for all the training that we're doing. Delish. Recently, I've been super lucky to partner with Field Doctor, who make the most amazing nutritious meals. They've been shipping them to me. They come frozen and I store them in my freezer, so it's super convenient for me to eat those in between my training sessions. But not only that, they have a gluten-free range that is celiac screened, so I can be super confident that there's no cross-contamination in there. Everything I'm eating is safe for me to eat, and it really has been a game changer to me. So thank you so much to Field Doctor for working with me. We also have a discount code which is LCB25, so you get 25% off all of your orders, so definitely go and check that out. Even if you're not celiac or gluten-free, their meals are amazing if you're time crunched and need good nutritious meals. So we'll put a link in the description for you to check that out as well. For me, that's been a massive positive change and makes my life so much easier. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. It is Celiac Awareness Month, so I don't know if that resonates with you, but yeah, it's been really good to just spread some more awareness about this condition. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos coming soon.